familiar with the old Tacs, it looked more like tie-dye. But I recently added Tacs to the collection. I want to thank, first of all, I want to thank TrueSpec for sending me this stuff, because I really was not sure that I was going to like this. Now, as you can see, let me hold that brim up. You can see there now that the Tacs has a little more defined lines. This is their ball cap. I thought I was getting the Ix, but I'm thinking this is just, I don't know, maybe just their general tag. But overall, I'm liking this in the sense that it is a happy medium, say, between the multicam, which is a little bit on the lighter side, more in the tan. And when you actually set and compare these, there's a lot more tan in the tan and brown in the multicam than there is in the Tacs. Now, the hat, this is what they call their contractors or ball cap, and it does not come with a flag. I just went ahead and stuck one of mine on there. But in general, this is going to be a one size fits most with a velcroed size adjustment on it. You get a place for a name tape or like a group name or something like that. I believe this is for an IR patch if you wanted to actually wear one on top of your head, and then you'll get the front, which when it comes, it'll have the cool TrueSpec logo on it. But I do like my flags, you all know that. So instantly it got a flag. Moving on, like I was saying, a happy medium between two of my favorite camouflages in the past have been Woodland and the multicam. Now, as you can see, it's kind of a good medium. It appears to be dark when you first get it, and when you're looking at it, it's like, that's a lot of dark. But when you're comparing it to all the brown and black in standard Woodland and all the light brown and tan that's in multicam, I think it scores that happy medium. So depending on your area, you can get this in an arid or a desert style. Just look up Tacs and you can see the different color variations. Two of the older ones being the FG and the AU, which were kind of the foliage or the dark green, the jungle type, and the a lighter desertish color. It was more tan. Okay, so let me get into these real quick. The style I got was the True. Let me get these sticks out of the way. These are the TRUs, the Trues, and they are very much cut like the current military cut. So let's kind of see what we get here. Okay, starting off in the front, these are seamed over, so you get your extra strength in your pocket edges. Extra wide belt loops, which is always a plus. These are a button fly. There is no inside pocket inside the pockets. This is, like I said, these are very, very much cut like the current issue camouflage or the ACU. So you to have these slanted pockets. I was kind of a fan of that myself. I did like that. These are double buttoned, as well as you have the shock cord and a spare button. A lot of people always wondered what this button was. This is actually just a spare button, and that's where they sewed it, or yeah, sewed it to the pants so that you know where it's at. These do have the shock cord in them, so you can pull these pockets tight to help keep things retained in there. One side expansion, so the outside of your leg or the back of your leg will expand and the front will stay snug to the body. Lower down on the leg, you do get the, I kind of always want to call it the cell phone pouch, because it's about what it is. I'm sure you can think of your own uses for it. And then down at the bottom, we do have blousing strings. So if that is something that you like to do and blouse your pants, then you do have that blousing capability. On the backs, we do have the reinforced seat panel, which a lot of us really do like. Can't tell you how many times that a lot of so-called hunting and tactical pants out there, you just kind of lose it in the back end because they wear out so quick. So having that reinforced butt and crotch area, you have the double pockets on the back, and again, like I said, them wide belt loops. I want to look real quick so I can share with you guys to let you know for sure or not. These do not have a drop-through pocket. So, yes, inside the leg pockets, or the thigh pockets, there is that cell phone pouch. It's actually kind of small. You can see my fingers are at the bottom of it. So it kind of does, you know, I don't know what you would really use it for, but you do have that inside pocket for that, you know, that one small thing that you're going to store down in your leg pocket, but you want to be able to get to it. It does not have a flap over it. It just velcros to the leg. Plenty of expansion room in there. You could overfill these pockets for sure. The leg, or the calf pocket, is on both legs, so you do have that for that extra storage, and the inside pocket on the thigh pocket is in both legs, so a good mirror image on either side. True Spec does kind of run pretty accurate on size. If you are used to buying military surplus and you know what size you wear, you are pretty much dead on there with their BDUs and their Trues and True Extremes. So let's take a look at the shirt, jacket, whatever you call these. I always call it the jacket, or yeah, the shirt, I mean. Again, very much like the modern uniform that's being issued now, with the slanted chest pockets, no waist pockets, which is a big thing. These are Velcro and two-way zip. So just like the ACU or the OCPs that are out now, you get that ability to be in and out of this easier and faster. The shoulder pockets are the same as current issue, which is really nice. These also have a place, if you wanted to put an IR patch right here, you do get the little nylon nub that will cover those up. Inside this pocket is just the single pocket. Looks like 3 places to secure it there, which is nice compared to like some of the uniforms out there that just have 2, and then that kind of crumples up and gets funky. On the lower sleeve, you do have the pin spot. If you actually want to carry pins, a nice wide Velcro area for adjusting to your wrist size to secure that around your wrists. On the other side, we are running the same thing. We have the shoulder pocket. We do not have the pin pocket on this side, which is, you know, fine by me. That's just kind of one of those things that's, I'm sure it has its purpose in the military, but just not for me. So we're getting that. What else do we see here? What else do we see here? Like other camouflages, they do tag these with the brand name of ATAC or ATACs. Let's give a look at the back. We do have that gusseted area to help with the flex when you're, you know, pulling your arms in front of you like so, you know, and it helps, you know, allows you to stretch your back. These do have the spot that you can put the little foam pads down in. So if you are current with your pads, you can put your pads in these. Overall, very, I'm going to say very good quality. I've always liked True-Spec over some other brands. So as we can see here, let's look at this design. Somewhat tie-dye-ish. A lot of heavy dark spots, which, you know, to me are going to look great as dark branches. You're still getting the lights and the browns in there for your leaf color. For somebody who did not like Tacs to begin with, and now I'm talking to, you know, the FG and the AU, I'm actually liking this. So yeah, this could actually be one of my new favorite types of camouflage. Alright guys and gals, this video probably just jumped really wonky on you, but I wanted to do a first test on these. Just like I was saying earlier in the video, I was showing you these brand new with tags on them, straight out of the box from True-Spec. What I have done was I went ahead and gave these their first wash. So you and me together are going to look over these and see how they did as far as a first wash. A lot of lesser companies have a tendency to start falling apart right after a first wash. What I'm finding with these, with the dryer, there was a little curl on some of the pocket. That is not a big thing. That's get your iron out if you need these pressed and looking pretty. So right off the bat, I'm not seeing any stitching, raveling. The shock cords that hold the pockets have held. They didn't get all melty. Springs are good. Fabric did soften up a little bit. Color comparison, we'd probably have to jump to the hat. Let's get the hat. So no fading. I'm not seeing any kind of fading on the first wash, so definitely a good thing. Waistbands, pockets, these did go through the washer on warm and through the dryer. So high heat electric dryer. Everything's looking good on there. So let's check out the shirt. What do we get a lot of times with these ACU type shirts is what we get here, and that is the extra crinkly sound of that plastic that's on the back of the morale patch area or flag patch area, and that is just something that is a given. I mean, that is a plastic backing, and once it's been through the dryer, it sounds weird. Let's move this around this way. Okay, color still looks very good. In fact, I know there's not really a difference, but now that I have washed it, I actually like it better. It's a little softer, still holding itself up. Velcro looks good on these. It didn't curl up. It didn't twist. Maybe a little bit right there, but that could have been my dryer heat. And I am not putting that down. That's not a bad thing because it still works. On the sleeves, still holding real good. So first impression to the second impression. First impression, I liked these. Tags and all. They softened up enough to be ready to wear. So, you know, when you first buy these, just go ahead and wash them the first time, and that'll take some of that stiffness out of them. A couple of things I did look up while these were washing. The Tacs Ix series is the new series that all of these are basing on now. It gives that more defined line instead of that tie-dye look. What we have here in the Tacs Ix is an intermediate. If you're familiar with the Tacs FG and AU, here's the spectrum that you're going to get. FG will be here, AU will be here. This is a combination of the FG and the AU, or the, yeah, whichever. So your deserty, tan, kind of washed out brown colors of the AU, and the high greens and foliage colors of the FG. This is going to be your middle area. Tacs has gone to this X series with a lot of things. So if you have some of the old AU or FG, you can upgrade them to this X series, which gives more defined lines in the colors. Your old AU and your older FG will still work really well with this, and these will cross over to the AU and FG because this is the mid-range, so you can mix and match these with the older versions. If you want to get the newer versions, they are available, and it's all in the X series is what that X was about. So there you go. The first test was the wash and a dry. Softened them up a little bit. Not seeing any strings or anything like that started to wash out. Really good quality, I believe. I'm happy with them. Looking forward to getting these out and see how they do in the Indiana surroundings, the Midwest. We are getting, well, you know, we're all getting into winter, so this is going to be a little bit favorable to wooded areas and not so much the cornfields and bean fields. But we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes, and we will definitely let you know. So let's get back into the regular part of this video and see how much I can edit and make this look sense to you. All right, thanks for watching. One thing I forgot to mention, or a couple of things I forgot to mention with this one, it does have that semi-fold down slash, oh, there was a special name for this collar and I can't remember it, but you know what I'm talking about, so that you get that closure up around your neck. What comes with this? In a little bag that is fabric clipped to this is your rank and your name tapes for, or your velcros for your rank and your name tapes. So if you wanted to put those on, you have those. Will be sent with your Tacs so that you can sew those on if that's something you want to do. For me, it's not necessary, so those will go in the sewing kit for other things. I'm just trying to look over this and see if there's anything that like really stands out in comparison to other cuts. And when I say the ACU or OCP, or yeah, OCP cut, which is, you know, basically the design of the uniform that they're wearing now in the Army, and I'm really seeing pretty much the coverage of what you would expect for current issue, just in a different camouflage. So for paintballers, hunters, dare I say weekend warriors, I know that's going to offend some people. posers, wannabes, whatever. I'll cut that out. For dare I say, weekend warriors, airsofters, paintballers, hunters, preppers. I can see where this will be a pretty cool camouflage for just about most terrains, seeing how that, like multicam, this does come in the different versions, which is a more greener version for jungle or heavier wooded areas, an arid version. Looks like they have an Arctic on this card. And I'm going to bring this camera down here where we can see this. And I don't know if I can get this card to focus any. But see, there's the extreme. And then what do we have here? So yeah, these are the different types of ATACs that are out there. So it looks like they have a arid urban. So just to give you an idea. So yeah, there's, you know, like they say, we've got you covered. And this is ATACs camo. I'm not actually familiar with this logo, so I don't know how old this is or how new this logo is, but this is the Tactical Response Uniform shirt from TruSpec, as well as the Tactical Response pants from TruSpec in the ATACs. There you go. There's your ATACs tag right on your pockets. So let's try this out. Let's see how this works, and later down the road we will probably do another video on this and let you know how it's holding up to the washing, color, stuff like that. The TruSpec multicams that I had in scene earlier, they're about 2 years old and they still look fairly decent. So I'm assuming that these are going to hold up quite well. So you true Poormans bushcraft fans out there, don't let me forget, and I will do a follow-up on the ATAC or ATACs. I believe these are the IX, I think. Tactical Response Uniform shirts and pants from TruSpec.